moments that prepared me for life. Something that a book, something that a school could never have taught me. Life taught me.
I wake up 5:30, thank God I'm still alive. Start seeing flashing lights, I guess it's time to shine. It's time to start my day. First thing I do is pray. He says to make a way, just know you'll be
your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom, welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. He's here, man. He's here. And we ready to do this thing like we always do it, man. Coming to you from ESPN 975 as well as Podcast Heat. We getting ready to do it, man. We coming off of a huge weekend in Las Vegas, Nevada. Canelo Alvarez taking on Amy Munguia. I like saying it like that. Amy. You know what I mean? Make sure we get it all in there. Munguia, 12-round unanimous decision, and still 4-time champion over. This dude is he's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. Canelo 61 and 2. You know, what can you say? That's a throwback. That's a throwback right there. I got to give him his props. People say what they want to say about Canelo Alvarez, but every time, you know, pretty much he steps inside that square circle, he comes out victorious and still. So big congratulations to Canelo Alvarez as well as Steve, man. Want to thank you for making it happen for myself and Brad. As always, out in Las Vegas, man. I love being out in the city of champions, Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. It don't get no better than that for me, man. So I can't wait. Big announcement was made for Tank Davis versus Frank the Ghost Martin coming up as well. So I can't wait for that one coming up pretty soon. But Brad, how you feel, man? How you feel?
Well, you know, Book, we had quite the week, right? If I'm being honest, because when we were talking about the Vegas trip, we even on the way to the airport, what do we say? We're like, man, there's always something that seems to happen.
Yeah.
When we go to Vegas, you know, there was one time where our flights were completely canceled. One time where we got in super late after delays, whatnot. And so we had people who listened to the show for these last couple of days. We put out 3 podcasts over the weekend. They knew we did a show in the airport, which was actually highly rated by all of our Hall of Fame listeners. So we appreciate everybody who appreciated us setting up in the airport and getting that done. Then my flight canceled. You made it to Vegas. So, you know, I don't get out there to Saturday morning. I took off Saturday morning just to come in for the fight. There was all kinds of stuff, you know, with rooms and rent-a-car reservations. All these things happen. Finally, though, we see the fight. I'm on the way back with you to the airport. It's the red eye. It's 1 a.m. We're ready to do it. You know, and I kept telling you, man, every time I come out to Vegas, my allergies are active. Every time. I said, man, I got to remember to take like some Allegra or something. You know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, man, you know, I think you're like, I got a Zyrtec if you want a Zyrtec. Zizol. I got a Zizol.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm good. So on the plane, you know, I got a little bit of a nasally or what have you. It doesn't. I don't think about it. We land, and I kept telling you, man, I'm trying to pop my ears. I can't get my ears to pop. They felt like they were congested. Anyway, went home, went to sleep, woke up, felt like crap, went back to sleep, woke up. Wife said, maybe you should test for COVID. What happens? I got the COVID. Man. You know what I mean?
COVID X. There's the new.
Is this the X?
Yeah, COVID X.
This is COVID X?
It's a new one.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a new strand.
Well, shout out to COVID X because I got it. You know what I mean? It's not like SpaceX or X, the Twitter app. This one sucks too. I was not feeling great yesterday. I broke the fever this morning. So you know what? So we had to bring the show here early to you all. So we appreciate it again. But we don't stop. Book, and we want to shout out everybody who checked us out over the weekend on 102.5 The Game in Nashville, Tennessee. Shout out to Chase McCabe. Got a lot of great feedback from our Tennessee listeners as well. We appreciate y'all for having the Hall of Fame in the great state of Tennessee and here in Houston, Texas, and of course, Podcast Heat. We're doing it, man. We're doing it.
I said when we was on the way to the airport, I said, man, just something don't feel right. Something don't feel right about this trip. You know what I mean? That's why that's why we're going to get up early and get there. Make sure everything's right. And damn it, we got there. We stayed there all day. But nah, man, that's the way it is sometimes, man. The show must go on. You're gonna find yourself obstacles, over, around, under. Sometimes you got to go straight through it. Brad and I, we chose to go straight through that obstacle and make sure we make the show happen. That's what it's all about. No days off, Mr. No Days Off. That's what you can call us, no days off. But what we want to talk about today, man, it's a whole lot going on. Speaking of Memphis, Jerry Lawler no longer a part of the WWE. What do you think about that?
Kind of shocking, to be honest with you. Jerry Lawler, we were just talking about him on the show, on the podcast and on our Tennessee show about, his influence on professional wrestling, what he meant to the industry, what he continues to mean to Tennessee and Memphis wrestling. To see him no longer a part of the company, it does feel like an era that I grew up in, because I know if you talk to people who watched wrestling in the 80s, they talk about Gorilla and Bobby Heenan, right? That was their team. Oh, I love Gorilla and Bobby. For my generation, it was JR and King. And I feel like JR and King were as important to the Attitude Era as a lot of the roster guys were. They helped make those moments what they were. And I didn't know Jerry as much as a wrestler, as I did a commentator. And, he and Jim Ross had one of those unique chemistries, so somewhat like you and Vic have now, like Gorilla and Bobby had, like Cole and McAfee have, or Vince and Jesse, one of those just great duos that just for some reason made magic. And so for Jerry Lawler not to be a part of the company anymore, it's a little sad. It feels like an era's dwindling down. I got to meet Jerry once at the Royal Rumble in San Antonio, and never would I think that I'd be back there at the Royal Rumble in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome talking to Jerry Lawler about Quentin Tarantino movies. But that's what we talked about for like 15 or 20 minutes.
You didn't talk about any Batman?
No, Batman should have came up because I know he has the Batmobile.
Yeah, he's a huge Batman fan. You ask him to draw something, that's the first thing he'll draw is a picture of Batman. It seemed like he just got it totally ingrained in his head. It just, translate to the fingers and it just comes out, boom, just like that. So it's amazing. It truly is amazing because when you see him, actually start the drawing, you go, how's this going to turn out to be Batman? But when the finishing product, you go, wow, that's pretty awesome, So yeah, man. Yeah, me also. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see waking up this morning and opening up the phone, and the first thing I see is Jerry Lawler no longer a part of WWE, just because he's been a part of the fabric of WWE for so long, man. And that's just evolution. I think that's just change, and that's something that's going to happen for just about all of us, of course. But I just feel like probably with the changing of the guard, it probably happened a little bit sooner than it probably would have happened, just because Jerry has been a part of this family for so long. But there again, man, Jerry's a survivor. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about Jerry Lawler. He's probably got so much money stacked up in some safe somewhere. You know?
Wasn't that always like the rumor on him?
There was
Like he had
always
a
the
stack of money in his
there
mattress.
was
or
always
something?
the rumor with Jerry that he always had a exit strategy. So definitely, like I said, we'll miss him, and I'm sure I'll see Jerry down the line.
Yeah, he's one of the all-time greats when you think about, what he's done in his career. So again, hope he's feeling better. I know he had some health issues.
Yeah.
I hope he's on the mend.
Now, from what I've been reading, his health has improved a whole lot. So I actually he did some stuff with NXT not too long ago as well. So definitely, hopefully, Jerry's health is back on the mend, because I'm gonna tell you right now, man. And this is serious business, man. This is serious. I don't care how much money you got. You know what I mean? How rich you are. You know what I mean? If the doctor tell you don't have a clean bill of health, and there's nothing that they can do about it, none of that means nothing. Seriously. So your health, that's the way I pretty much determine my wealth. I'm serious. When I woke up this morning, the legs are still moving. You know what I mean? Because I'm serious. Because I remember my stepdad. He had called me one day. His name's Robert Hill. He had called me one day. He's passed on now. But he had called me one day and he said, "Yeah, my legs finally gave out." I'm like, well, damn it, I better get in the gym and work on mine. You know what I mean? Because seriously, man, your health is the only thing that you can really, really count on at the end of the day that makes you feel a certain way. So God, thank you for giving me my health more so than anything. And hopefully Jerry Lawler's, getting back to being 100%, because there again, your health is everything. Guys, we got to take a break. Stick around. You are inside the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Bluechew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. Bluechew.com. Bluechew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at Bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Bluechew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Bluechew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at Bluechew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Bluechew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's Bluechew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit Bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Bluechew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. Guys, reality wrestling is going down this weekend, Saturday, May 11th at the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to get shut out. Still got some tickets available. Very, very few tickets available. Tickets at the door as well. Standing room only. We're gonna get you in there. We're gonna get you in there, guys. Make sure you show up. We got Lexus King taking on Ruthless Ryan Davison, NXT star Lexus King, as well as Top Dollar, TNA star. Top Dollar will be in the house. doing his thing. Top Dollar say he's going to be doing a full concert. So, guys, if you off into the music thing, make sure you come out and check out Top Dollar. He's going to be doing his thing, as well as the stars of reality wrestling is going to be in the house. The Promise Braxtons of the world, guys. Don't miss out. Don't get shut out. I'm excited. I'll be there. Come hang out with your boy. You know what I mean? And get an autograph or something. Take a selfie. I do that kind of stuff for free at the Walker, Texas Lawyer. You know what I mean? So, guys, come on out there and check it out. I'm excited. What about you, man? How you feel?
Oh, I'm always excited. This is Reality Wrestling No Limits, where we always try something new. We always experiment. This is kind of our extreme night. And if you will, a first of its kind concept is going to make its debut at the Walker Texas Lawyer Arena on this Saturday at Row No Limits. And it has already been announced. It is the Battle to the Bell ladder match, where the winner will get a guaranteed Reality Wrestling Championship opportunity at any time they want over the next calendar year. And this is a brand new concept. This is the brainchild.
What was the name of that again?
The Battle to the Bell ladder match.
Man, that sounds very, very interesting. You know what I mean? Who thought of that?
So that is coming from our executive manager, Andrew Jackson's brain, I believe. He is the decision maker and the matchmaker, if you will. So
wait a minute. So he was
great.
He was in the meeting when that actually came up.
Well, I believe this is straight from his cranium. This is his complete idea.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. You know,
it couldn't have been brainstormed in an airport terminal somewhere while flights were delayed by somebody. But I think that it was
all right. Look at we'll give Abel the credit. All right, let's do that. Because we got to look at this from 30,000 perspective, 30,000 square foot. I mean, perspective. But my thing is, like I say, I always try to take myself out of the middle of the action. So I'm gonna give you that. Okay. I'm gonna give you that.
But I'm excited to see Top Dollar. I'm excited to see Lexus King. Emma Diaz is going to be in action as well. Who was recently with NXT. So we got a lot of great stuff happening at No Limits, and the Battle to the Bell ladder match is one that I'm really excited about. Also, Gaspar Hernandez is going to be making his decision as to which champion he will choose after winning the Last Stand Rumble, going into the Summer Champions, so we're excited. This is a big show.
I'm sure Danny Limelight, he's got to feel pretty good coming into reality of wrestling on Saturday. I'm sure this kid's got to feel pretty good right now. What do you think?
Well, he did what he said he was going to do. Went out there and won the Reality Wrestling Texas Championship.
You know what? It was crazy is I don't like somebody, that's not from the state of Texas representing the Texas Championship. I just want to put that out there right now. Even though I like Danny a whole lot, but it says a whole lot as well about my guys that they need to step up. They need to step up, and they need to do it quick to let somebody, literally come into their backyard and take something from. That's like taking food off the table. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I just want to put that out there. Big ups. Congratulations, Danny Limelight. Congratulations.
Congrats, Danny Limelight. But I'm like you. You know what I mean? And Ryan Davidson, the longest reigning Reality Wrestling Texas champion, I'm sure he's itching for a rematch for that title. And so we're gonna find out what happens at No Limits on Saturday, of course.
Hey guys, check it out on YouTube. Make sure you guys, if you know somebody, make sure you tell them to subscribe to Reality Wrestling on YouTube, because we are closing in very, very quickly on 800,000 subscribers. We need you guys to actually make that happen, man. And once we get to 800, man, it's on the 9 and 2. We're trying to get to 1 million. We're trying to get to 1 million, and we need you guys. So make sure you tell a friend so they can tell a friend so they can tell a friend to subscribe to Reality Wrestling /YouTube. Do it now.
You sound like in Big Papa. You can get your friends, and we can all be friends. Although I don't know if I want to be quoting Diddy right now, so let me take that back.
Hey, man. Did he lead the country?
I don't know what's going on.
I thought he
no, he's not.
Did he fled? I thought he fled the country. You sure?
I'm sure. But hey, you know what? Did you get, because you were talking about Top Dollar, and he's going to be having a full on concert on Saturday.
Girls and everything. Girls and everything.
What?
Yeah.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
That's what he
Girls
said?
and everything.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, go for it, Top Dollar. I'm excited to get to chop it up with him. What did you think of, because people want to know, the internet's want to know, what did you think of Drake and Kendrick? Do you have a take on this of who won the beef? Everyone seems to think Kendrick won the beef. Do you have a take on this at all? You lived through the East Coast and West Coast.
Well, I mean, I heard about the beef, and I heard about the lyrics and actually what one said about the other. I try not to get too deep in that kind of dirt. All right, you know what I mean? Because when you start talking about people's families, and kids and stuff like that, it's a reason why Big and Pac not here with us today.
You got
that East Coast, that East Coast, West Coast, none of that. And at the end of the day, did it ever make any sense?
No.
Is it a reason why Pac and Biggie shouldn't still be here today?
There's not a reason.
It's because of stuff like this. And so, me personally, I can't get into that kind of dirt with these young guys, man. I don't need. They're both two young black men that's making buku money. And they should be damn happy. But they choose to go this route. And the thing is, you got to understand, for me, it's about setting an example, all right? These guys are in a hell of a position to set a hell of an example for these young guys coming up behind them, but they choose to do this. It's hard for me. I can't even really comment on it because it's the stupidest thing I ever seen in my life. It really is. Now, I know a lot of people out there, they want to say, oh, man, it's cool, this, that, and whatnot, and the other. When I said the N-word on television, a lot of people come up to me today, and they say, man, man, you remember such and such, man, it was cool, man. And I tell them, nah, man, it wasn't cool. I say, because there was a lot of young guys out there that looked up to me that said, well, his book is said I can say it too, anywhere, no matter what. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't know how to change your levels in this world, if you don't know how to change your levels in this world, your ass is going to be left behind. So, Kendrick, Drake, I hope y'all hear this and perhaps get something out of it. That's what I'm going to take. How about
I love that take. I love that take.
How about that? How about that?
Because I'll say this. I like a good rap battle. I like a good rap beef when it's about talent. It's about bars. It's about, some jokes, like I think I was talking to you in Vegas about it. The short jokes or the ghostwriting jokes, whatever. Like, I think that's a good level to stay at. But when you start talking about somebody's wife, their kids might have a different dad. They might be committing crimes. They might like this or that. I don't know. It got uncomfortable for me. It really did. It got uncomfortable for me. So I like your take on that because you can keep it light and keep it fun with the battle. But when you go too personal, I don't know. Some people say though, when you say my wife's name or you say this or that, everything's on. You can do whatever. But
look, man, I mean, you know what? And the reason I say this, man, is because I can't say how I felt before I had kids, but I can tell you how I feel after. And I know I take a bullet for one. I know if it's, some danger coming, I'm going to step in front of that danger first, no matter what. I know it. I know I will, without any shadow of a doubt. And when somebody start talking about something that is as personal as that, that's when it can really become serious to the point. And that right there, it happens in this world all the time, man, every day. And especially with these rappers, because they I don't know why rappers got to feel like they gangsters. That's the point that I don't understand. You know what I mean? Either you gonna be a gangster or a rapper. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I guess it's the NWA, the gangster rap. I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's nuts.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
I just want you to take a break. Yeah, we got to.
That's my take on it. We got to take a break, guys. Stick around. You are inside the Hall of Fame, man. We'll be back in a minute. What's up, y'all? It's your man, Booker T, 6-time world champion, 2-time Hall of Famer, and I'm here with my main man, Brad Gilmore, on the Hall of Fame podcast. And today we're talking about something that's been a game changer for us, and that's HelloFresh.
That's right, Booker. Whether you're looking to save money, eat better, or stress less in the new year, HelloFresh has got you covered. We're talking about farm-fresh ingredients, chef-crafted recipes, and the best part, it's all delivered right to your doorstep.
You know, Brad, I used to stress about meal planning, especially with my busy schedule. But with HelloFresh, man, I'm whipping up quick, tasty meals in no time. And my favorite has got to be their 15-minute recipes. Man, who knew I could cook a gourmet meal that fast?
Absolutely, Book. But let's talk about variety. HelloFresh has over 45 dinner options each week. So that's right. There's going to be no more recipe boredom. Plus, they've got calorie smart and protein smart options, perfect for keeping those New Year's resolutions in check.
And you know, Brad, as a family man, I'm sitting down for dinner with my crew, and it's important. HelloFresh quick and easy meals have made that reality. Even on the busiest nights, it's just convenient. It's bringing the family together.
And don't forget, breakfast fans, HelloFresh is hooking you up, the listeners of the Hall of Fame podcast, with free breakfast for life. That's right, a free breakfast item with every delivery. Now, that's a sweet deal to wake up to.
Y'all heard it here first. Go to HelloFresh.com/BookerFree and use the code, man, BookerFree, to get your free breakfast for life. Remember, one breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. Oh, yeah, man.
That's HelloFresh.com/BookerFree with the code BookerFree. Don't miss out on America's #1 meal kit.
Join us in making cooking fun, easy, and absolutely delicioso. It's HelloFresh. You got it. Oh, yeah. Can you dig it, sucker?
It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. We just chopped it up. I just want to let everybody know about Reality of Wrestling there again, going down this weekend, Saturday at the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to get shut out. Tickets still available. But we talked about being in the airport, talked about being stranded, talked about doing the show. But we didn't talk about what went down in Vegas as far as the fight, Canelo.
Yeah. I know you mentioned it up top, but Jaime Munguia, I think, came out those first 3 rounds and looked excellent. He was pressing the action. He was walking Canelo down in certain moments, had a lot of great combinations, was tagging him in a couple times. And then after that 3rd round, it seemed like Canelo goes, oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're going for. I understand your game plan here. And then switched it up on him. And I told you it looked like, and this may be putting too much age on Canelo, but I told you at the time it looked like a kid and his dad boxing at one point, to where the dad's like, all right, son, yeah, let me see what you got. Give me your best. Okay, you done? All right, now let me show you how we do this when grown folks start fighting. And Canelo started putting bombs on him and dropped him. Did he drop him in the 3rd round or the 4th round? One of the two, with that, as you called it, like it was like a Houdini uppercut. Now you see me, now you don't,
Yeah.
and caught him. And from there on, the fight was all Canelo.
You know what? For me, it just seemed like Canelo was, of course, more wiser as far as fight game go. But it seems like even at a little bit older, 34 years old, seemed like he was much stronger than Munguia. Seemed like his punching had so much more power behind him. Seemed like they had so much more leverage behind him. Seemed like the shots when Canelo would throw them, Jaime would actually move a little bit. Jaime's shots were fast. They were quick. Yeah, they were precise. But it just did not seem like he had enough. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say experience. I wouldn't say that's it. Just think. I wouldn't necessarily say knowledge. I would say, like when I talk about wrestling, as far as that playbook, how deep that playbook is. You know what I mean? How many tools you got in the tool bag? You know, it's one of those type of things.
Right.
And boxing, from what people, a lot of people don't really understand. Boxing is more of a defensive sport than an offensive sport. And
Explain
Canelo,
that.
excuse me.
Explain that. What do you mean by that?
No, when I watch Canelo, he's looking not to get hit. He's looking to counter. He don't mind, getting in the mix and mixing it up with you, but he's still looking to make sure he's tight as far as his defense go. He want to make sure he's slipping punches, even if you throw a punch and it land. He want to make sure he roll with it and not take the full effect of that punch. A lot of guys stay right there, boom, and get hit with that shot. A la, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, go throw a shot, leave yourself wide open, boom, you get hit. Totally different with Canelo. He's going to throw a punch, but he's going to be looking to make sure he slip and slide to make sure nothing happened after he throw that punch. And Munguia, he's a fighter that's going to put himself in harm's way. You talk about that Houdini jab, uppercut. It happens so quick. I mean, if the camera, if the cameras didn't show the replay, we might have missed it.
It was nice.
It was one of those type of shots. You know what I mean? So I think that's what a lot of people misunderstand about boxing. But what a great fight. Kid showed a great account of himself. He didn't go out there to quit. He went out there. Jaime Munguia came to win. Jaime Munguia actually thought he could actually beat Canelo Alvarez. It didn't happen. Kid, like I say, put up a great account of himself. It was a great fight. It was a great night in Las Vegas, boxing capital of the world. For me, just being in Vegas there again, going to B1 two days in a row, getting some of that Korean barbecue. Oh,
tell the people though, on your first B1 night, you sent me a little video of something. Do you want to tell that story real quick?
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Your fans, they love you. You know what I mean? And I love my fans. I really do. I swear to God, man, I really appreciate all my fans. But Brad and I, we were at B1, I don't know, a year ago.
Maybe somewhere around there.
Maybe a year ago. And
this is a restaurant that we go to every time.
It's a restaurant, a Korean barbecue restaurant that we go to in Las Vegas. And it's like our home. It's like our home place to go and sit down and eat and just have some good food. You sit there and you can just eat as much as you want. That's what's really, really cool about it. But this kid, he was a huge fan of Booker T, and he wanted me to autograph something for him. And what he wanted me to autograph was his arm. And he did it with a Sharpie. And I autographed it for him, Booker T. And he said he was going to get it tattooed on there. And I was like, okay. And I went to B1 and I actually sitting down and my waiter came and it's the same guy. And he actually shows me the tattoo with Booker T written on his arm. And I'm like, wow, man, I had to get up and, and give him a hug, man, because that right there, that's not something that happens every day, but it let me know the impact, the influence that I've had on some, young person's life, that's, many, many miles away from me, but have watched me on television for years. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that so much, man. That right there is, unbelievable. It really is truly unbelievable.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. Now, as far as Canelo goes, to go back to him for a second, is there really only one fight left to see him do, and that's the David Benavidez fight? I mean, is that the only fight that we want? I think we talked about maybe Jermell, him and Jermell, but really him and Benavidez, that's where the money's at.
Yeah. I mean, David, he's going to be on the co-main event of that Tank Davis Frank Ghost Martin fight. That's the only fight I think people really, really want to see Canelo have. But I really feel like there's going to be a hard fight for Canelo, and Canelo understands it's going to be a hard fight as well, just because David Benavidez used to be 300 pounds. Okay, he's a guy that lost a lot of weight, and he looks great for a guy to have lost all that weight and fighting in the division that he's fighting in. When you take his shirt off, you would never imagine that this guy, used to be 300 pounds. That's how well he manage losing that weight and still managing to keep himself in shape at the same time. But when you go down to 168 pounds, for fight night to make that weight, that's one thing. The rehydration for someone like David Benavidez could be astronomical. So I don't care if he does. Just say, for instance, if he does fight Canelo, it's going to be something in the contract as far as the rehydration clause. You can't get more than 10 pounds or whatever, or something like that. Because David Benavidez, normally when he comes in on fight night, he's so much bigger than the guys that he's fighting, and he has such a huge advantage. Not just because he's bigger, because he's a great fighter as well. I mean, his punching precision is unbelievable. This guy can, throw an excess of 100 punches, and around, throughout the fight. So my thing is, if Canelo fight David Benavidez, just like Canelo is thinking, I think it better be his cash out and he move on into the sunset, because that's going to be such a hard fight for Canelo to win.
Yeah, I agree with you. We talked a lot about what Canelo's plan is as far as his boxing future, because he's accomplished probably everything he's ever set out to accomplish. Because there's a few things you want to do as a boxer, I would think. Not only just win championships, and right now he's a 4-division champion, but it's also have a legacy of classic matchups. And Canelo's given us classic fights, especially even that trilogy with Gennady Golovkin, moving on to even this fight. I feel like people are going to talk about Canelo's performance in this fight from last Saturday for a long time, because he was so powerful and looked so dominant once he figured out that strategy from Jaime Munguia.
Amy,
Munguia.
That's what you said, yeah.
And so I feel like, he right now he's probably thinking, I need to find that big bag cash out and then go ahead and call it a day. What else does he have to do? You know what I mean? What else does he have to prove? Nothing, right?
Well, I mean, even just say, for instance, if he take the fight with David Benavidez and get the big bag and lose, that don't mean he has to retire.
No,
I mean, it just means he just lost a fight. I mean, I really feel like the big bag is going to be the most important thing, especially if he loses, because, like you say, 4-division champion, losing your championship is one thing, but getting paid to do it, that's another. You feel a certain way about yourself. You know what I mean? So, as well as, who's to say Canelo's going to lose that fight? You know what I mean?
I don't know. You're right.
We can't 100% say Canelo's going to lose that fight. We got to take another break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Gametime, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Gametime is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Gametime has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
And guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Gametime, you can see images of your seat before you buy it, so no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Gametime guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section and row for less elsewhere. Gametime will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, boy.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Gametime. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Gametime now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Just download the Gametime app, create an account, and use the code
Booker for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Guaranteed. Oh, yes.
Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Let's talk about we're talking about the fight that went down in Las Vegas, Nevada this weekend. Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia, PBC, live on the zone, live from T-Mobile Arena. What action packed fight! What an adrenaline filled arena this weekend. I love being at the boxing matches. Mario Barrios versus Maidana. That fight right there. What do you think? I like Mario Barrios. I don't know why. I like Mario.
You like
Barrios.
saying his name. That's why you like him.
But Mario Barrios, he won the fight, unanimous decision, but he looked like he lost the fight.
He didn't look great.
Yeah,
afterward, did he?
What do you think about that? I mean, I like Mario, but I don't see Mario. Even though right now he's interim champion, Mario is definitely going to have to work on tightening up his defense. We talked about that here just a second ago, as far as fighters going out there fighting offensively or defensively. Tank Davis definitely a offensive fight. Excuse me, a defensive fighter fighting out of that shell. I just went back and I'll get back to Mario Barrios in a second, but I was just looking at that fight this morning with Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, and to watch the first knockdown where Ryan is throwing a big left hook and Tank slips it and bang, catches him with a big left hand, straight left hand, right to the snout, right into the cranium area. Boom, he goes down. And he gets back up. And the thing is, what I was thinking about that fight when I was watching it was Ryan got up off the canvas and he fought for 5 more rounds. And he fought 5 more rounds pretty damn good. And I was just wondering, just what if he was a better defensive fighter and not got caught with those 2 shots? All right. Because the 2 shots that he got hit with, both of them put him down. He evaded all those other shots except those 2. One put him down, one put him out. That's what I'm talking about. Like the Mario Barrios who goes through a fight, just throwing punches, don't mind getting hit, putting himself out of position, boom, put himself in position, boom, to get hit, that type of stuff, so Mario Barrios had a great fight. He won the fight, but still, he's a fighter that's definitely going to have to tighten up his defense if you want to fight with the upper echelon of the fight game. And the thing is, I wonder, after you get that far into the game, is it something that you can correct? I don't think so.
I'm sure it's something that you always work on, right? But is it something you can correct? You're always going to have your instincts, and no, you could. It's like, for instance, I'm left-handed, right? Now I could train every day to try to right-handed every single day, right? Every single day, boom, try to get the cursive down, the penmanship down. But if somebody tells me, hey, in an instant, I need you to sign this, I'm grabbing it with my left hand and I'm going to sign it. Do you know what I mean? It's because it's instinctual. No matter what I'm going to do, I'm always going to go back to what feels comfortable for me and what I've always done. So yeah, can you adapt and can you learn? Sure. But when it's fight or flight mode, you're going to always rest on what your instincts are. And Mario is a guy who, as you saw on Saturday, goes in head first, and he's going to fight his kind of fight. Now, you brought up Ryan Garcia, which we touched on last week. There's this allegation out there about his PED usage, or he tested hot for something. Did you see him and Conor get into it on social media? Conor McGregor, what was it, yesterday, I believe? They were going back and forth, and now Conor has challenged Ryan Garcia to a bare knuckle fight, I think is where we left off with this, between the two of them. Did you see any of this?
No, I didn't see that.
Well, Conor went off on him about the PED usage, which is interesting take. And they went back and forth on it. And again, I can't even read the tweets because they're so profane and so over the top. But it definitely ended with Garcia saying, if I see Conor McGregor, I'm going to break your weak ankle. You ran from being tested because you were on roids for Roadhouse. And he then said, bare knuckle, let's go, Conor. Winner, get your trash whiskey brand. And so there's this big beef between both of them on social. Now, Conor, of course, kind of always pokes his head out whenever he is about to have a fight, because his fight's coming up in about 6 weeks against Michael Chandler on June 29th at UFC 303, I believe it is. So I think this is him just stirring the pot, trying to get some attention on himself in the fight. But what do you think about not a Conor versus Ryan feud, but let's transition to Conor early. Let's think about him as far as an early prediction for his fight against Michael Chandler. What do you think is going to go down in that fight as of today? We haven't seen any of their training camp footage. We haven't seen what they look like. There's no weigh-in, so we can only go off of what we've seen in their last few fights. Conor hasn't won a fight since his fight against Cowboy Cerrone a few years back. So again, how do you see this fight playing out?
Like I said, it's really hard to excuse me. It's hard to say actually how this fight's going to play out, just because I've been watching Conor McGregor since he pretty much came into the UFC and pretty much dominated pretty much all of his opponents. But I always said Conor McGregor always dominated the shorter opponents. He always dominated the guys that were smaller than him. And then, somebody could say, well, what about Cowboy Cerrone? Cowboy Cerrone was a shell of himself when he finally fought Conor McGregor. And he was like guys that fought George Foreman. He was scared as hell. As soon as he went to the fight, he was scared. Conor McGregor has been on the decline as of late, as far as, his last few fights. He's been on the decline. He's not the same fighter as he once was. And then that broken fibula, I don't care what nobody say, man. It's going to be hard to come back and fight the same way after having something like that happen to you. You're not going to be able to kick the same way. You're not going to be able to throw that kick without, any thought process and just doing it. You know what I mean? Because fighters, they don't think sometimes. It's autopilot. He's not going to be able to go out. He's going to be reluctant. He's going to be fighting with his hands. And just like, when he fought Khabib, Khabib showed, if you could fight with Conor, from a hands perspective, from a second, you can get close enough to him, to where you could take him down. And if you could take him down, Khabib, he kept him down, and then boom, the fight was over with. I see that being Michael Chandler's best chance in this fight against Conor, because, like I say, Conor's fought better against smaller guys like Michael Chandler. And let's think about this as well. Michael Chandler ain't no spring chicken, man. He spent a whole lot of time over there in Bellator, man, fighting for years. You know what I mean? Before he came to the UFC. So both of these guys are, are at the crossroads of their careers.
Yeah, and you got to also think Michael Chandler. We're talking about the losing record of Conor McGregor since his UFC debut. He won against Dan Hooker, lost against Charles Oliveira, lost against Justin Gaethje, beat Tony Ferguson, but recently, all due respect to Tony Ferguson, who hasn't, and then he lost to Dustin Poirier. So he's 2-3, right, in his UFC career. So he's a sub 500 guy. Now, that's not indicative of his skill level. That's indicative of what you were saying. He's got a lot of road miles on him already coming into the UFC. And I like Michael Chandler. I think he's a good fighter. I think that it's going to be interesting to see, because I think they're fighting at 170. And when you're fighting at 170, where Conor's fought before, and I don't know if Michael's ever fought at welterweight. He's normally a 155 guy. That's a lot of weight for him to put on before a fight. And again, Conor's bigger than he is. So I think there are a few things that are ticking in Conor's favor in this fight. Now, the one thing that sticks out to me, though, about this is Conor hasn't been active in an octagon in several years. He's coming off a devastating leg injury. He's fighting at 170, which, yes, he's done before, but what has Conor's biggest weakness always been? His gas tank. His gas tank's always been a weakness of his. And when you're coming off of your ring rust or your octagon rust, and you're out there coming off an injury, at a heavier weight than you're used to fighting at. I don't know. I mean, where does your gas tank go? And is this one of the things where Conor's going to have to finish him within 3 rounds, or else he's going to be sucking wind in the later rounds? Because the thing about Michael Chandler, his gas tank, I don't think has ever been in question. He's very full force out the gate as soon as the fight goes, and he can go, man. He can really go the distance. So I think there's a lot of interesting factors on this, and Vegas is putting Michael Chandler as a strong underdog in this fight, which I understand why, but I think the fight's a lot closer than people are giving it credit for.
Yeah, I think it's a lot closer just because of the variables that you just talked about. You know, the inactivity, the leg injury, you know, both guys having miles, you know, the guys that Michael Chandler has lost to. You know, yeah, I think it's just got a lot of variables. As far as Michael Chandler being the underdog, as far as, you know, overwhelmingly underdog, I don't see that. I see this fight being a whole lot closer than a lot of people think. If the odds are that swayed, I'm definitely going to be thinking about putting a little wager. Oh, Michael Chandler, yeah, man. But I know we got to take a break, man. I got 30 seconds left on my clock. I don't know what you're. We got to take a break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. I might start 30 seconds late. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And it's Booker T, 6-time world champion, my man Brad Gilmore from Manscaped. The Performance Package 5.0 Ultra is here. And let me tell you, it's got futuristic tendencies included in this bundle, guys. Brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, the Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose and hair trimmer, and essentials aftercare products like the Crop Soother, the Ball Aftershave Lotion, and the Crop Preserver Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant, and 2 free gifts. Oh, yes!
That's right, Book. Their 5th generation lawnmower features 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads, a standard one for taking a little off the top, and a new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. And did I mention? It's waterproof too. Manscaped, they did us a favor, Book. All the listeners of the Hall of Fame, and they threw in 2 free gifts: the Boxers 2.0 and the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag. Resolutions may come and go, but a well-groomed you is here to stay with Manscaped's latest and greatest.
Yeah, and start the new year off right, because when you look good, you feel good. Manscaped help you sculpt the best version of yourself for the year ahead. New year and new you, and definitely a new trimmer. Manscaped got your grooming resolutions covered. Guys, get 20% off and free shipping with the code Booker at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code Booker. Happy New Year to your balls. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Boom. Click right here. I clicked the clock right there. Make sure I'm on time. I'm on time over here. I might have started a little late on it last. You might have been right. You might have been right. But I don't know, man. It's I don't know if you want to stay on this conversation, but I feel like we need to move on a little bit. It's something going out there that I think we really need to talk about. No, not really need to talk about, but we need to talk about it. Ric Flair. You hear the news about Ric Flair?
What happened?
He got kicked out of a restaurant here over the last couple of days. And Ric Flair said he had spent, I think, $1,500 in the restaurant. Now, normally you're not eating that much.
Mm-hmm. You're not eating $1,500 worth, is what you're saying?
You're not eating that much food. You know, you might be, drinking a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have a tab, like that. And from the article, it said Ric Flair was intoxicated, and they threw him out of the restaurant. They kicked him out of the restaurant. And the thing is, I know Ric Flair was highly upset about not being interviewed for the Dark Side of the Ring piece, Who Killed WCW. Ric Flair's a good friend of mine, man. And I hate to see stuff like this floating around. But there again, man, we are grown and, you know, we got to take responsibilities for stuff like this. But I don't know. What do you think about that, first of all?
About him getting kicked out?
Yeah, and being, you know, perhaps, you know, inebriated. Because Ric Flair just reported that he went to the doctor. This is something that Ric Flair reported, that he went to the doctor and found out that his last match, he had a heart attack.
I saw that.
You know,
that was crazy.
No, it was crazy. You were there, right?
I was there. Yeah. Yeah, I was there. And I remember him laying down for a long time. And it was, I think we talked about it on the show, it was uncomfortable. You know, it was an uncomfortable moment because he was laying there. And you're like, man, he's sucking wind. And it's incredible what they can do with these EKGs and echocardiograms and things of that nature, because they can go in and see if you've had a heart attack and what percentage of your heart is still viable.
Wait a minute. Do you remember, you know, because I don't know, for some reason my mind works, you know, sometimes, you know. Do you remember what you said was the coolest spot of the whole show?
What did I say? Oh, where he faked a heart attack. I didn't say that was the coolest.
You did say that. You did.
I said it. I said that's not what I said. I said it worked everybody in the room. You know, everyone was like, "Oh my God," because we all thought it was legit.
Okay.
And then it turned out now it is legit.
Okay. Now it turns out. And what did I say?
You didn't like it.
Immediately, I say, nah, and I ran into Rick, and I say, man, don't you ever do that ever again. Don't you ever scare me like that ever again. You know what I mean? Because that's just not, you know, it's not something to play with more than anything. But to find out there again later on, he did have a heart attack that night. And then, like I say, to find out, Rick needs to slow down, man. You know, I know a lot of people don't, you know, not going to say it because they're going to say, oh, it's Ric Flair. But, you know, but I'm serious, man. Rick needs to slow down just a little bit. You know, if these rumors are anywhere near true, you know what I mean? Seriously, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I understand. I think that look, Rick's gonna be Rick.
He's gonna. The thing is, I know I'm just talking. You know what I mean? I'm serious because I know Rick's gonna be Rick. Because next time, you know, if I'm in the same town. And Rick know I'm in the same town. If we're in the same hotel, I'm gonna get a phone call. And he's gonna say, "What time are you gonna meet me at the bar?" You know, so I'm like, "I'm on my way." It's one of those type of deals, you know. But still, you think about the ones that you care about. You know what I mean? So I think that's why I say it.
Well, you know, we hope that Rick's okay and everything. You know, again, I love the Nature Boy, and he's going to do what he's only going to do, right? I mean, he hadn't changed for nobody. And that's one of the endearing things about him. And also, you know, one of the things I'm sure if you're close personal friends with him, you're like, oh, man, come on, man. Slow down, brother.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you something on the wrestling front away from Ric Flair. We do have a couple super chats we'll get to here in a second. Did you see a lot of the social media reactions and even the videos and the clips from WWE Backlash, which took place in France, with Jey Uso of his entrance? Did you see how incredible the crowd was for Jey Uso's entrance, all in unison, doing his almost like this, but it's, you know, him doing almost raise the roof in some ways, but he's doing hands with the fans so much.
You change and tweak. You still change and tweak. You know what I mean? It's just like the, you know, eat, repeat, you know, sleep. Well, you know what I mean? Eat, sleep, repeat. It's the same thing in wrestling. You steal.
Well, I mean, it's over like crazy. They're doing it. They were playing his theme at the Cavs playoff game, you know, to the crowd, and the crowd was doing it at the Cavs playoff game. He comes out on Raw, and they're all doing it in unison. And I'm thinking, this guy is so mega over right now with the people. How is he not a champion? You know what I mean? Of some kind.
Oh, man,
whether
you can't rush that.
I'm not saying you rush it, but I'm saying, look, here's my one thing. In every big match he's been in, you know, except for his Mania match with his brother, but the match over the weekend with Damian Priest for the title, obviously I didn't expect him to win that, but it was almost like that LA Knight thing where LA Knight had such a hot run for a minute. It was almost like, guys, you might need to pull the trigger on this before it dies down. I'm saying the same about Jey. You might want to pull the trigger on this before people start not being the same way that they are right this second.
I don't think that's the way you run your promotion. I just don't. You got to go.
You don't go with what the people want to see?
No, you don't go with what the people want all the time. You just don't.
I didn't say it all the time.
No, you got to build. I'm just saying. That's just me. Should he be a champion? Perhaps. I'm not going to say he should be a champion or anything like that. But I just don't. I'm not talking about Jey in general. At all. I'm just talking about overall. You're going to get a lot of guys that's going to be hot. And if you got an indie promotion, you say, yeah, let's go with the Rocket. Let's put the Rocket on them. If it's reality wrestling, you say, let's put the Rocket on them because, we're trying to think about our crowd and whatnot. But when you got a company like that, you got so many guys that is hot, that are hot. You just can't think about, putting the title on a guy when he's hot. It's like Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake was always hot. And I don't think you need the title on him for him to still be hot, So I think that's something, one could say, yeah, one could say, let's wait. One could say, no. It's just one of those type of things. You got to do it when you got to do it when it's the right time. And is this the right time? What title are you talking about?
I'm not saying world title.
What
him
one
and
you talking about
for a minute with the IC title? Let him and Sammy cook for it. Nice little feud.
Okay. So how do you get there?
What are you talking about? You're asking me to book the show now?
Yeah,
I got to book the show. I got to book the show.
You're damn right. You want him to.
Why do I got to book the show?
Because you want him to work Sammy.
I'm just saying something. I'm saying he needs to be in a meaningful program.
I'm just saying. Okay, he does need to be in a meaningful program. Okay, he's been in. He just fought the champ. That was a meaningful program. What I'm saying is
one-off match.
Well, I'm just saying, you book it for me then. How did you get there?
Well, give me some time to think about it.
Exactly.
I just asked you, don't you think they should capitalize on this right now? Don't you think? Because look, I'll be honest with you. They didn't capitalize on it with LA Knight. Where was the last time you heard about LA Knight just going crazy on social? I haven't heard that.
You know what?
It's cooled down.
You know what? You know what?
What?
So you said it's the company's fault that LA Knight's cooled down.
Yeah.
No, see, I never looked at it that way. See, I could go out and lose, and I'm gonna still be hot, no matter what. I'm gonna still, I can go out, and perform, and not come out on top, and I'm gonna still be hot every time. When I walk out the curtain, the thing is that's the sustainability. We're not looking for some weekend warrior. We're not looking for some one-hit wonder like a Nita Ward. Ring my bell. No, man. We're looking for something like the OJs. You know what I mean? Where you just last forever.
The young people are lost right now. They have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, damn it, go look it up. Anita Ward. Ring my bell. She had one song. It was a hot song. It was a hit. It was a hit all over. But those the only songs she had, the OJs. They still performing today. They probably got a concert tonight. Stick around, Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. How about
Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Bluechew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. Bluechew.com. Bluechew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at Bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
You know, let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, you know, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Where we at, man? Where we at?
Well, you know, we were talking about some stuff that's going on in the world of professional wrestling, but we do have a couple super chats to get to. So I say let's acknowledge them real quick. This first one of the day, and remember, if you want to ask Booker T or myself or both of us a question, you can super chat it in. We will always answer whatever you have to say.
Super
First
chat.
one comes from Mike Edwards. Mike Edwards said, Triple H need to post the Will Smith meme to Tony Khan to keep my name out your MF mouth meme because Tony is wilding right now. Did Tony say something else?
Did he?
Did Tony say something else? I don't know. Mike Edwards, fill us in, man. I want to know what Tony said. Did he say something new? That's my question. Now, so, you know, we talked a little bit about some of his comments last week that were cringe and over the line stepping and ridiculous and ludicrous and childlike and sophomoric.
I was offended by. I was definitely offended
right.
by. You know,
rightfully so.
Going out a blanket statement, like he did. Yeah. But if he said something else, let us know, man. Let us know. We because we got to know he's inside the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm curious myself. Because I haven't heard anything, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it didn't happen. You know, Tony's one for the Twitter fingers and for the shots recently. So we'll see if anything happened.
Big shot.
Super chat.
This one comes from John JID 999. Booker, what's the modern move that you wish could never be used in wrestling again? Rowe has been killing it recently. Wishing y'all nothing but success. We appreciate that, John. Is there a move that you wish you would never see again? I have a couple that pop in my head, but what do you got? Something that you maybe think is overused, it has lost its effectiveness, perhaps.
I don't know. Give me yours.
I feel like unless it's your finishing move, no one should be able to use the DDT.
You know, it's the same thing I was thinking as well. I swear to God, I was thinking the DDT. Just
or the super kick.
Yeah, super kick as well, because I was just watching Chris Adams, who created the leg pop. But now the DDT is definitely like one of the most devastating moves that's just overused for no reason today. Of course, Petey Williams, Canadian Destroyer, is something that just like everybody uses. It's just, today wrestling is just different. Every move is overused, to be honest. If I could say that, like just say, for instance, everyone's finishing move, just because, the finisher used to be sacred, used to be something that was done by only one person. But now, everybody could do your finishing move, and then somebody kicks out of it, and it just, I don't know, it's almost like a watered down drink.
Mm-hmm.
When it's like that, So for me, the creativity is not there as much as it used to be, as far as guys trying to figure out how they can go out and do their match different than the guy before. Now, it really doesn't matter. You know, like I was talking to one of these kids at one of my fantasy camps. He said, you know, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Because it's wrestling and, you know, I want to throw him through a window, you know, but no, it does matter. It matters. It matters to me, you know? So, you know, that's just my take on it.
I think that a finisher should be a finisher. And I know people are going to, you know, call us old heads or whatever. Oh, you know, the business has progressed past that.
And
You know,
I
it's
get
not all
that.
about-
I get that
and
too.
I'm sure we're going to get that. But I actually agree. Look, when Shawn Michaels, let's go back to the super kick for a second. When Shawn would tune up the band and hit that super kick, 9 times out of 10, the match was over. You know what I mean? It was done. If somebody kicked out of it, which was rare, you'd be like, oh my God, they just kicked out of. When I saw Stone Cold hit the stunner, it was over. You know, the match was over. And you wait the whole show or the whole match for that finishing move. It's a build to that move. And to me, when you see the stunner or the super kick or the DDT as a setup move to get to something else, it is bothersome. Because to me, like, think about the DDT. You're putting somebody's head, you know, under your arm, and you're falling backwards and planting it directly into the mat. That should be it.
One count.
That's a one. Yeah. No, they don't even go for a cover. What are you talking about? There's not even a cover after a DDT anymore. It's like, boom, I hit you with the DDT so I can go up and I can do something off the top or whatever. Yeah. Those things do like bother me because I feel like, look, the fans are conditioned to what you give them. So if you give them less of a certain move, when that move is used, it's going to mean more. I mean, this is basic economics.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can get any, and you can get any move over nowadays.
But I've
if you
always
just use
said,
it seldom.
I've always said, you know, this business is about being able to go out there and do different, you know, which everybody is going out there and doing the same thing. To be able to do that different is very, very hard. So to just say, well, I'm gonna just do it that way, it's really, really easy to do it that way. I chose to go out and be different. I chose to go out and create, and you know, like the scissor kick. You know, no one was doing the scissor kick. No one could actually do it, and if they did it, they would be blatantly stealing from me. You know, so my jump side kick back then, which now you see a lot of young guys doing it, like Trick Williams. I did that because I knew no one else was going to be jumping that high and trying to create from that perspective. So for me, it was always about trying to do the same thing everybody else is doing, but try to make sure I do it a little bit different because that's the only way you're really, really going to stand out. When I see these matches where guys are just going out and doing finishes and kicking out, finishes and kicking out, finishes and kicking out, it's just say, for instance, watching a boxing match and the guy get hit on the chin 10 times and he goes down 10 times and he gets right back up 10 times. It's not going to be that interesting to me after a while because I know something's wrong with this. There's something wrong with this picture. Okay. It's something foul and it smells a certain way. Okay. Now if wrestlers use that analogy right there, I think they would change their whole concept about going out there and just doing false finishes and kicking out 10 false finishes in a match. I think they might think about it for a second, but I don't think they have a lot of people like myself talking to them about the analogies and how we try to really make people feel like they're watching something that's real. It's just like watching it, going to Broadway. If I go and watch, Phantom of the Opera and it doesn't make me feel a certain way, I'm not going to go back every year with my wife. Okay, my wife and I, we're going to on the 12th, right after Reality Wrestling. We're going to fly to California, to Los Angeles, California, just to watch Maze and Frankie Beverly's last tour. You know why? I don't think Maze and Frankie Beverly. I don't think Frankie Beverly is going to be able to hit those high notes like he did back in the day. I really don't, but I don't care. I want to go see Maze featuring Frankie Beverly because they make me feel a certain way every time that I've gone to watch them play over my years. And I'm going to be there to support them at the end of the day. So I think young wrestlers need to think about how they can make people feel opposed to making to opposed to what people are seeing. And I think they're advanced in their careers a whole lot further. That's why I love Roxanne Perez, the prodigy. She's one of the best. And she thinks about making the fans feel a certain way about her. Shawn Michaels, he was like that. You know, he always about making the fans feel a certain way about how he went out and entertained them. Being, you know, not the biggest guy in the room. You got to know how to project being the biggest guy in the room. It's an amazing science. It really, truly is.
Yeah. And, you know, I think that people would be better off listening to the guys who did it at a high level for a long time.
Man, look, we don't listen to those veterans.
They're too old. Y'all are too old.
They're outdated. They don't know about this business. You know, so for me, I don't even talk to the young guys unless they talk to me. I'm serious.
Right.
I don't even approach them as far as talking about their work or say anything about their work unless they come talk to me. Unless they're good. If they're good, per se, Ilya Dragunov, from day one when I was around this kid, man, I haven't even been able to critique him. I haven't even been able to say, man, you need to do something. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's that good. He's that damn good. He's trying to make the fans feel everything that I'm talking about with you guys right now. And hopefully some of these young guys out there listen to this and say, man, maybe I need to go to reality wrestling. Sit under the learning tree for a minute. The real learning tree, because I've been saying that forever. The learning tree, and I just talked about that a second ago. Steal. That's what they do. Hey guys, they're stealing my stuff. We got to take a break. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.
In order to kick some ass, you got to bring some. I wasn't born the chosen one. I became the chosen one. Through hard work, determination, and winning.
The chosen one, victorious.
You're gonna be a big star. You already are.
I'm stronger, and I'm faster than anyone they ever put me in the ring with. Being the chosen one isn't just a nickname, it's a gift. And professional wrestling is my gift. That is an absolute guaranteed. What's my name again?
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. Make sure you watch Reality Wrestling on YouTube if you're not in the Houston area, or make sure you check your local listing. We might be playing in your area, but big show going down Saturday, May 11th, this weekend at the Walker, Texas Lawyer Arena. Guys, don't miss out. Don't get shut out. Tickets, a few tickets. We still got a handful of tickets still available. So go to realityofwrestling.com, 9300 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway right there in Texas City, Texas. So we got any more super chats?
Yeah, we do have a couple. And then I have a couple more things to ask you before we wrap up for the day. I believe this is our last segment on my clock. Are we on the same clock?
Yeah, we're on the same clock.
Okay. This comes from M Music.
Super chat.
M Music, somebody I ran into at the NXT show. So shout out to M Music. I agree, Book. Jay's time is coming. P.S. Wifey got me Manscaped.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year to your balls, man.
We appreciate you, M Music, for the support. And this
No
one
doubt.
comes from
No doubt.
Hugh J. Niss. Round. Salsa / queso dip. Checks and championships. Best breakfast. Terry Funk hardcore style / Bret Hart technical style. HBK / Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, Book. So salsa or queso? Which do you like more?
Queso.
Okay, so I'm a salsa guy. Checks or championships?
Checks. Easy.
Yeah, checks all the time. What's your best breakfast? What do you like?
Well, I had it at Denny's this week. I had that waffle. That waffle was real good. So I'm gonna go with the waffle for right now. Can't wait to get back.
I like waffles or pancakes.
Yeah.
Terry Funk's hardcore style or Bret Hart's technical style?
Bret Hart, technical style.
Yeah.
Your body lasts a lot longer.
Yeah, much respect to Terry Funk, the Texas legend, but I'm
Oh,
gonna go
yeah.
with Bret
Oh, yeah.
on this one. I'm gonna go with Bret on this one. And HBK or AJ Styles?
AJ Styles for me.
Really? Oh, okay. HBK for me. Why you say AJ?
AJ is updated Shawn Michaels. He's a guy that just added more tools to the tool bag. Both of those guys pretty much worked the same style, I would say, but I think AJ just added more to the repertoire. That's all.
Yeah, I think
he's just more of a hybrid, type of Shawn Michaels. That's the way I see it.
I think that AJ is one of the he just proved it at WWE Backlash. He's one of the greatest of all time. I mean, he's just one of the greatest of all time. He and Cody Rhodes never worked a match together, and they put on a clinic there at WWE Backlash. One of the few guys, I think, who's gotten to wrestle both Dusty and Cody, who's still actively wrestling. He paid homage to it. I don't know if you knew that. When his match with Dusty Rhodes back in TNA for the NWA World Championship, he had purple gear on. He being AJ. And AJ made sure he had purple gear on when he worked Cody Rhodes at Backlash as an homage to that match, and took a bionic elbow in both of the contests. So I'm sure that's an awesome another one of those just great things for AJ Styles. This is a guy who had Undertaker's last match, who's put on classics.
Good. I mean, I take nothing away from Shawn. Shawn was great, but I just think evolution, man, is unbelievable to see the young guys today that's coming up and taking our spots, taking our places, and doing it just as well and even better sometimes.
Now, we were pontificating on potential changes of the titles for Backlash. We thought maybe Tiffany might end up with a strap around her waist, and we definitely thought that Jade and Bianca were going to get those tag team championships. Well, one of those came true. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, the new women's tag team champions, excuse me. What do you think about their win? And man, I got to give a shout out to Jade. The way that she went into her finish was so peanut butter smooth. I'd never seen a transition like that from her into her finish. It was awesome. So congratulations to those two women on being the new tag team champion.
Nah, I mean, that's a hell of a duo. And to put those two together, it's a win-win situation. As far as I'm concerned, just because you can get so much out of this, and then when they do break up, you can get so much out of that. This is one of those stories that was just, almost just tailor-made for professional wrestling. Yeah. It was hard to see them losing that matchup going into it. Even though if they would have lost, it wouldn't have been, it would just been one of those things, But I feel like for those two to actually go out there and win, Bianca and Jade, tag team, a force, man. How long they're going to run with that thing, I don't know, but I'm sure the fans are going to love it as long as this ride lasts.
And look, one of the things that people have talked about, and I've heard Triple H talk about it, Jade is still very new to the business, right? Like very new, learning on the fly in a lot of perspectives, and the only way you can learn is by out there doing it. And you probably know better than anybody, you can really cut your teeth in a tag team, right? Can't you learn so much?
I mean, you can learn so much being in a tag team. I know I learned so much being in a tag team, for 9 years straight, being able to rely on, my partner, being able to preserve myself at the same time. I don't know how long this tag team is going. It's not going to last 9 years. I'm gonna tell you that.
Right.
But for me, I definitely felt comfortable being in a tag team because I was learning, on the fly, learning how to deal with the fans, learning how to manipulate the fans at the same time. So yeah, I think working from a tag team perspective definitely can help both of You know, it's going to help Jade, I think, a whole lot more than it's going to help Bianca, because Bianca's been the champ already. She's been to the mountaintop. But I really think she can help Jade Cargill so much. That on-the-job training, you can't pay for that experience.
No, you can't. And I think that Jade, we've already seen grow tremendously from when she was in AEW, and that's no knock to AEW, but it's just like how great can you get when there's a thinner women's roster, right? There's not as many coaches. There's not a performance center where you can go down and learn and train and get coaching from the best in the world. There's a lot of great minds over in AEW, but again, the best minds are at the WWE. That's just the way it is. And for her to get that kind of coaching, get that experience, she's going to be a multiple-time women's champion. There's no doubt about it. It's just, how quickly is she going to get there? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
Because they call her a once in a generational talent, right? That's what people say on TV and stuff, and it's true to billing. It's true to billing.
Well, I mean, I said it a long time. I said it a long time ago. She had WWE written all over. I think that's what I said.
That's exactly what you said.
And she's doing a hell of a job. She's definitely gonna have a hell of a future in WWE.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what this tag team championship run does for both of these women as a team, because Bianca never really wrestled in a tag team from my recollection, like as a prolonged run ever. So this is also something new for her to do, because she's also, from a singles perspective, she's been in main events of WrestleMania. She's been a multiple-time champion. She's feuded with some of the best out there. This is a good switch up for her to keep things for her fresh and interesting. And from her perspective as a performer, and from our perspective as audience members, seeing her in a different dynamic than we've seen her before, I think this is great for both women.
You know what? I think it's even more significant than that, man. The legacy, I think. Just think, years from now, when Bianca and Jade Cargill is going into the WWE Hall of Fame. Just think about that. And being, tag team partners. It's almost like, Lita and Trish having that relationship and that bond forever because of that time in the ring. That's what we're seeing that happen right before our very eyes. We really are. We really and truly are. So guys, I just say savor the moment, and enjoy the ride. I'm serious. That's the way I look at this whole thing.
I agree with you, BT. And we'll see what the future holds for both these women, but I know it's going to be bright no matter what happens with this championship run. And to me, it also feels like they're putting some emphasis on those women's tag team championships and putting them on two women with the star power that Jade already has and that Bianca's established over these years. Really makes those titles feel all that much more special, in my opinion.
Hey, bro, the moon, man. It's all about the moon and the stars, man. Straight to the nebula, baby. Strapped a rocket on them. So now, like I said, I'm gonna sit back and be a fan and not try to book the matches or anything like that. Like a lot of people we know, like a lot of people want to be negative. You being negative, it's a negative. But nah, man, I'm gonna just sit back. Just sit back and watch how this thing play out. And I'm sure it's going to be great. But I know we got to get up out of here, man. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame today, getting your champagne, which is caviar dreams. Brad, for all the heavy lifting. Even though I know you're still a little bit under the weather, no days off, man. It's about getting the job done. We appreciate you guys. We love you. Peace. Boom. We out.